Hi, Dr. Ramsey Choucair. I am a board-certified plastic surgeon in Dallas, Texas, and today we're continuing our series in differences in recovery for different procedures, because one of the most common questions we get is, well, I'd like to have that procedure. How long is the recovery? Well, first, I think you have to determine what recovery means, and it means different things for different people. So the first thing we'll talk about in this series is the recovery from a facelift. Well, a facelift can mean different things to different people, but what we usually say when it comes to a facelift is not including eyes, doesn't include an upper or lower eyelid lift. It includes everything from primarily the mid portion of the cheek all the way down to the bottom of the neck. So we call that our lower face and neck lift. And again, patients have different interpretations, and so do physicians. So you need to be clear. But that procedure usually requires someone to be out of their work environment, office environment, for about a week. Of course, many patients can't believe it can be that short, but that has to do with the technique and how we treat the tissues. And of course, everybody's anatomy is different. If a patient has a larger, heavier neck, then sometimes it might be a day or two extra. But in general, a lower face and neck lift can be back to their office environment in about a week. Now, exercise is a different recovery criteria. Raising your heart rate and your blood pressure significantly is a minimum of 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, for a facelift. So it doesn't mean you can't go for a long walk the day after surgery. It just means you have to be careful with your heart rate and blood pressure, because you're pumping all that blood through the tissues when you raise your heart rate and your blood pressure. And so things like yoga with your head being down, or any kind of activity where your head is below your waist exercise-wise, is probably 4 to 6 weeks, because it's too much pressure on the suture line in the face. If you're the mother of the bride, we say lower face and neck lift, 6 to 8 weeks. That's kind of cutting it as close as you can. There are many events before a wedding, and if you're the mother of the bride or someone significant in the wedding, then you have to give yourself more time to account for any little nuance that might require a little extra recovery. So those are some of the highlights, and I think it's important when you have a procedure to define the recovery, because there's different levels of recovery in different activities. So I hope that helps you have a rough idea about recovery from a facelift.